Who could have guessed me coming back with another Hasan video? Now, I would have made this video a bit sooner, but I didn't want to make it seem like I'm just absolutely milking this guy for views, but he just keeps doing stupid things and getting into dumb situations, and it has to be talked about. So with that being said, and me dragging this situation aside, a decent amount has happened with Hasan since the last time I made a video on this guy, which was about a month ago. But since then, he's had an entire mental breakdown in his Discord because his views were running a bit lower than usual, and maybe people were opening their eyes and realizing, hey, there's a million different creators to watch out there that are way better, like me. You should drop a subscribe. But he was also recently approached by one of his delusional fans and finally got a taste of his own medicine. And now that we're a bit more caught up on what's been going on with him, I'm sure I don't need to tell anyone here who Hasan is, so we can just get straight into it. Starting with him having a mental breakdown over his viewership going down. Now, the entirety of this thing pretty much happened specifically through Discord chat, so I'm gonna go ahead and read those off now, starting with this post that says Hasan is having a mental breakdown in his Discord over his declining viewership. I'm so sad. I think the streams are bangers, but people just don't see them. Now, we've did more than enough judging Hasan's content on this channel, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kick this off by saying everyone is entitled to their own opinion, because I do kinda understand where he is coming from here, even though basically none of his content, objectively, they just aren't bangers, so I don't necessarily know what he's thinking here, but I definitely do understand that, you know, maybe you feel like you're pumping out bangers sometimes, and they're just not necessarily getting the type of views that you'd hope or expect from it, so I kinda understand it there, but I just don't really agree that his content is necessarily bangers per se. And honestly, if it had just ended there, it would have been fine. There would have been no video made, because even though his content is objectively not bangers, I'm sure everyone that creates content has felt before like they're posting something that's pretty good and it didn't get the amount of views that they thought it should have. But with him being Hasan, of course he just continues to go off the rails. We used to be a community. I hate what my community is becoming. Now, just with these two statements, there's a lot to break down. We used to be a community. I swear, he's one of the most unaware, privileged streamers ever. He's saying we used to be a community as if him losing a couple viewers is just absolutely devastating. It's tore everything he's built up apart, and his career's just completely over. He's genuinely treating this as if him losing a few viewers just divided his entire fan base in half, and now there's just a war amongst them. Like, come on, man. You just lost a few viewers. You're still getting a ton of viewers and still making the same horrible content. And as a creator, it shouldn't be that much of a surprise if your views go down anyway. That's just typically what happens. You have good months, bad months, sometimes the views are high, sometimes they're low, and it doesn't even necessarily seem like it's always your fault. He's just blowing it out of proportion like all his fans have double-crossed him or something. And then he has the audacity, no app, to proclaim that he hates what his community is becoming. Now, I don't really want to be the one to rain on his parade and, you know, give him a bit of a wake-up call, but if you hate what your community is becoming, that's usually most likely 100% your fault. Whatever community you've built is usually purely based off of the type of content that you make. So if you're usually just spewing absolute utter nonsense, delusional and brain-dead takes, you could only assume that your community would be filled with like-minded people. And of course it doesn't stop there. He just keeps going on. I swear Twitch streaming isn't about the actual content. It's about whether people want to pay attention to you or not and clout. All that shit was a banger and 13k watched, like I'm fucking gaming at 8 p.m. I honestly don't think that I've seen more entitlement in any one statement ever before. This guy is sitting here genuinely upset that he's getting 13k viewers. Like, even if that's not what you usually get, it's still an insane amount. I'm happy when I get fucking 200 views on a YouTube video, and this guy's upset with 13,000 people watching him live. And it's also not even just your average 13,000 that any other streamer would have. You have 13,000 die-hard followers. He doesn't even have to make good content. Actually, he doesn't even have to make content at all, and the people that watch him will still watch him. He's just not even at his chair half the time running a video in the background, and those people will stay there and watch, and he's somehow complaining about it. He also says, I swear Twitch streaming isn't even about the actual content. Like, come on, Hasan, be so for real right now. There's no way this is a surprise to you. You've been streaming for long enough to know that as well. Some of the top creators don't even make actual genuine good content. And of course, this isn't saying that all the creators at the top are this way and just not creative at all and do nothing unique, but a decent portion of them just don't do anything special. They're either reacting to content all day like Hasan, or they're just some sort of OnlyFans girl wearing basically nothing and trying to promote their OF and just getting a ton of views off of it. So I truly can't see what he's getting at here and why he's acting like this is a surprise. At this point, I'm almost willing to give him the benefit of the doubt and just say that he was drunk or high while he was posting all of this. Maybe he had like a hard night at the bar, crawled back to his mansion, and just started posting the wackiest shit that came to his mind. And then he continues to go on and say, "I'm done. I hate this job. I'm not streaming today." This might have just been one of his best posts ever. I can see him not streaming being nothing but a good thing. All that does is leave opportunity for the people that would have been watching him to maybe go watch other people that will definitely appreciate their viewership much more than someone that complains about having only 13,000 people watching. Only. And moving to his final post, I'm going to blank myself. Like, at this point, now I'm genuinely convinced this is either just a joke or, like I said, he was just 100% hammered. There's no way this is affecting him that much. And if it is, that's truly just sad. That'd mean that almost 100% of this guy's self-value and self-worth is purely determined by how much views and attention he gets online. And like I said before you guys even try to make it something that it's not, don't get me wrong, I 100% understand being a bit upset that you're not getting as many views or not getting as much attention that you thought you would or that you think you should be getting, but taking it to this level and having a complete breakdown over it is stretching it. Like I said, no one should be placing this much value in online viewership and online attention, especially someone like Hasan. He's acting like his life depends on this. Whether he gets 1 view or 50,000 views, he's still a multi-millionaire and he's still set for his entire life. He's treating his viewership going down by a bit like it just took all of his value away and like he's completely worthless now, like he has nothing else to live for. Oh my god, guys, I'm only getting 13,000 views. I may as well put it all to an end right here and right now. Like, dude, I guarantee you it's not that serious, streamer boy. Calm down. And really, after all this made me do is want to plot on his downfall even more. It's one thing to give completely brain-dead takes and offer no form of unique or original content whatsoever, but going on to basically spit in all of your viewers' face by saying you're upset that you're only getting 13,000 views is on a whole nother level. There's a ton of people that have a huge following that I don't necessarily think they should have, but this guy stands at the top of them all, being the #1 example of, I don't really think he deserves it. It's truly outrageous to downplay how much 13,000 is. Like I said, I'm happy when I get 200 viewers because I truly value their time. They could have clicked on a million other creators out there, and for them to even click my video and watch 30 seconds of it, I know how valuable that is. Even if I think that my videos should be getting more, I can't really do anything more than like a slight complaint about it, like, oh man, I thought that should have got more views, because they don't have to watch your content. Everyone's time is truly super valuable, and for them to take some of it out of their day to allocate it towards you, and then you just spit in their face, is genuinely just crazy. I can truly only be happy that he's losing views off of this, because out of anyone, he's one of the people that deserves to lose views the most. And with that said, that really wraps up his whole mental breakdown, so we can finally move into the next part, which isn't quite as significant, but I think it's pretty fucking hilarious. So recently Hasan was at some sort of protest in Australia. I'm not too sure what it was for, but while he was there, it seems like one of his fans found him, came up to him, and started pressing him on the fact that he drinks Diet Coke and how he needs to stop because that somehow supports the wrong side of the war.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks so much.
I'm sorry, I forgot to say you need to stop drinking Coke Zero on stream.
Why?
It's boycott.
Wait, is it?
You're preaching pro-Palestine and you're drinking all this boycott stuff. Please,
Thank you.
Hasan. At least pretend. Do it off stream. Please
Okay,
don't
I'll put it in.
pretend.
I'll put it in a glass. Is Pepsi okay?
No.
Is it? No soda, Hasan.
I didn't know it was like that.
I'm trying to stop it, isn't it?
Now, this is truly one of the clips ever. There's so much to break it down here. And one of the funniest parts that I want to talk about immediately is how surprised and disgusted Hasan is. This is like the first time that he's realizing, holy shit, these are the type of people that watch me. These are my fans. They're just like me. Holy shit. Like, he's genuinely surprised here. It looks like he tried to laugh it off at first because it seems like he thought she might have been joking, but no. These are genuinely the type of people that watch Hasan because they're like-minded people. They're completely delusional. And not only are they delusional, but this fan right here is a prime example of the type of content Hasan makes and what majority of his fans are. And that's the fake activist persona. The people that are just super loud about literally nothing. Just spewing nonsense and trying as hard as they can to act like they care without actually ever doing anything to support any cause. And if you just weren't listening that hard, she just blatantly says it in the video. She genuinely sat there and said, please just pretend. You can do it off stream. What type of activist is that? That'd be like someone that's for the vegan movement or something. They're trying to get people to go vegan and they're just like, well, just hey, pretend you're a vegan when you're out with people and stuff like that. When people can see you, you know, eat the vegetables then, but when you get to the house, we're fine if you're eating burgers and steaks and all this other stuff. Like, truly, what type of support is that? These are truly some of the worst people out there, and they'll attack basically anyone that isn't sided with them when they're not doing anything themselves. Oh, you're not supporting these people, you're doing this, so you're completely against them. Like, you're not supporting them either. This is the equivalent to when the BLM movement was going on, and people were just posting plain black photos, just like all black screens on their Instagram or something. And don't get me wrong, I know what like passive support is for the people who don't want to do too much and just want to kind of sit in the background and, you know, say they support a movement without doing too much. Sure, but that's just not what most of these people were doing. And like the example I just used with the BLM, that's not what most people were doing either then. They were posting these black photos and then just acting like they were the activists ever. Like, I guarantee you posting these black photos isn't helping with anything. So there's truly no reason to sit there and act like you're like the head of the movement or something. Guys, I'm the protector of their rights. All you did was post a photo, man. But going back to what we were talking about, some people are also coming at Hasan saying like, oh, look how much he cares. He said he'll just put it in a glass and continue drinking it. And I mean, you can't really blame him here. He was probably just saying what he could to appeal to whoever this is, because they're clearly off their rockers attacking him for drinking Coke. He was probably just trying to defuse the situation and get it over with as soon as possible. And like I said, you can't really blame him, because you never know with these people. If he said the wrong thing, who knows? She might have just upped and slapped the fucking taste out of his mouth. And if you're wondering how Hasan and his fans are doing after this clip took place, I feel like this post explains it the best. If you want to know where Hasan and his mods are at mentally during this viewership downswing, they're now banning 30+ month subs for clipping moments from the stream. A message to Hasan's community: stop clipping shit to live stream fails. Please, someone who I've now banned, clip the fans scolding Hasan for drinking Coke on the live stream fails. It has now spread to the worst Twitter users and all context is removed. Please stop living on LSF. All this post really does is bring to the spotlight one of the other worst parts about Hasan and his viewers, and that's the garbage state of the absolute echo chamber that they're trying to create amongst themselves. As soon as someone disagrees and has something different to say, or just clips a bad moment or a stupid take that he says, they're immediately ready to ban them and exile them. This is truly one of the most unhealthy relationships that you can have as a community. Oh, it's super fine when you guys are talking about a live stream fail of someone else, or you guys are disagreeing with someone else, but as soon as someone disagrees with you, they're just immediately the devil. They deserve to be banned and they don't deserve to be heard out whatsoever. And this also really just wraps back around to me inevitably disliking Hasan, and this is really just one of the biggest reasons. I just don't like any creator that has this weird echo chamber created around them where anyone that isn't a yes sir person and agrees with everything they say, they're just immediately an outcast and either immediately banned or just attacked by everyone. And that's pretty much exactly what happened in this situation as well. It's just that it seems like it's a bit harder to do when everyone seems to be catching on to what you're doing. But with that being said, that's pretty much it, and who knows when the next time we'll be talking about Hasan. Probably honestly in like another 2 weeks or something at the rate he's going. So if you want all the fresh updates on all the wacky situations, make sure to drop a subscribe. Like I said, I'm definitely someone who will appreciate your view, unlike some people. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.